Good morning, students. Say your prayer. Thank you. நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஆசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தத்தையாகவும் மருந்துமுறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஆசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தத்தையாகவும் மருந்துமுறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். நான் ஒரு நல்ல ஆசிரியர். நான் உங்களுக்கு தாயாகவும் தத்தையாகவும் மருந்துமுறையாக அன்போடு கல்வியை போதிப்பேன். Okay, students, take your social science book and take page number 178. So today we will discuss about industries. So what is an industry? So what they do in industry? In industry, so they convert the raw materials into finished product. So industry is a place where the raw materials, so the materials, so which we obtain from earth, so it can't be used directly by us, so by human beings. It should be converted into a product, maybe semi-finished product or finished product. So in industry, so they converted the raw materials into finished product. So in this video we will discuss about the types of industries, and the major industries in India. So in this video we discuss about so the major classification of industries and also the major industries in India, and also about the problems faced by Indian industries. So the problems faced by the industries of India. Okay, so previous class we discussed about the energy resources. So energy resources means the resource from which the electricity is generated. So the resource from which power is produced is called energy resources. So because electricity is important component of our life, so even for running industries, electricity is very important. So without power supply, so it is impossible to run an industry. So for the economic development, electricity is very important. So electricity can be obtained from various sources. So the resources can be classified into renewable and non-renewable. So first, non-renewable resources we discussed about coal, petroleum and natural gas. So coal, petroleum, then natural gas. So the main composition of this was hydrogen and carbon. Then we discussed about the conventional energy sources. So thermal power, that is by using coal we produce electricity. Then nuclear power. So the minerals such as uranium and thorium is used for generating nuclear power. Then renewable energy resources. So we discussed about hydropower, solar energy, wind energy, biomass energy, tidal and wave energy. So how we obtain electricity. So through the various resources we obtained power, so which we have discussed in our previous class. Then we discussed about the leading state, so in each energy resources. So we have discussed that also. So hope you have no doubt in that topic. So today we will continue with the industries. So today we will move to industries. So for industries also electricity is very important. But in this video we will discuss about the major classification of industries and the important industries in India. Okay, First, industry. So it refers to the activities which convert the raw materials into finished product. So industry. So industry means it refers to the activity which convert the raw materials into finished product. So raw materials, so the materials which we obtained from earth directly. So those materials so can't be used by us. It should be converted into finished product. So in industries only, so these raw materials are converted into finished product. So this sector is also called as the value addition sector. So industrial sector is also called as value addition sector because it increases the value. So the raw material is there means it has no that much value. But if it is converted into an usable product means then its value get increased. So that's why it was called as value addition sector. On the basis of the source of raw material. So based on the source of raw material, so industries are classified into agro-based industry, forest-based industry and mineral-based industry. So on the basis of the source of raw materials. So the industries are classified as agro-based industry, forest-based industry and mineral-based industry. So industry is nothing but so the place, so the activity, so which convert the raw materials into finished product. Okay, so this sector is also called as value addition sector. on the basis of the source of raw materials. Industries are classified into the agro-based industries, forest-based industries, and mineral-based industries. First, agro-based industries. So these industries draw their raw materials from agriculture sector. So agro-based industries means the industries which get their raw materials, so which have the source of raw materials from agriculture sector. So that's why agro-based industries. So some of the agro-based industries were cotton textile industry, jute textile, silk industry, then sugar industry. So some of the agro-based industry, that is the industries which get their raw material from the agriculture sector. So where cotton textile, jute textile, silk industry, then sugar industry. First, cotton textile industry. So textile is a broad term which includes cotton, jute, wool, silk, and synthetic fiber textiles. So textile industry means it includes cotton textile industry, jute textile industry, wool industry, silk industry, and synthetic fiber textiles. So this sector, that is cotton textile sector in India, is the second largest in the world. So cotton textile, it is the second largest industry in the world. So traditional sectors like handloom, handicraft, and small power loom units are the biggest source of employment for millions of people in rural and semi-urban areas. So apart from the big cotton textile industries, there are some traditional sectors like handlooms, handicraft, and small power loom, which was the biggest source of employment for millions of people in rural and semi-urban areas. So currently, India is the third largest producer of cotton, and it has the largest loom arc and ring spindles in the world. So currently, India is the third largest producer of cotton. So India is the third largest producer of cotton, and it has the largest loom arc and ring spindles in the world. So spindle means a thin pointed piece of wood used for spinning wool into thread by hand. So spinning mill. So what they do in spinning mill? So they convert the cotton into thread. So India is the third largest producer of cotton and has the largest loom arc and ring spindles in the world. So at present, cotton textile industry is the largest organized modern industry of India. So at present, cotton textile, so it is the largest organized modern industry of India. So where you can find the cotton textile industries? So the higher concentration of textile mill in India is around Mumbai. So the highest concentration of textiles mills is in and around Mumbai. So that's why Mumbai was called as the Manchester of India. So more number of textile mills was concentrated in and around the region of Mumbai. So that's why Mumbai is called as Manchester of India. So why Mumbai has more cotton textile industries? So because of the presence of black cotton soil, humid climate, and the presence of port, so Mumbai port, then availability of hydropower, good market, and well-developed transport facility. So these things favor the cotton textile industries in India. So the higher concentration of textile mill is in around Mumbai, so that's why it was called as Manchester of India. So presence of black cotton soil in Maharashtra, humid climate, presence of Mumbai port, availability of hydropower, good market, and well-developed transport facility favor the cotton textile industries in Mumbai. So the major cotton textile industries are concentrated in the states of Maharashtra, Gujarat, West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. So Maharashtra, Gujarat, West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. So in these states, so there are number of cotton textile industries. In Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore is the most important center. So with 200 mills out of its 435. So in Tamil Nadu, there are 435 cotton textile mills there. Among them, 200 was in Coimbatore. So that's why Coimbatore is called as Manchester of South India. So Coimbatore is the most important center in Tamil Nadu with 200 mills out of its 435. So among 435 mills, cotton textile mills, 200 were in Coimbatore itself. So that's why Coimbatore is called as Manchester of South India. Manchester of India means Mumbai, South India, Coimbatore. Then apart from Coimbatore, Erode, Tirupur, Karur, Chennai, Tirunelveli, Madurai, Thoothukudi, Salem, and Virudhunagar. So these are the some major cotton textile centers in Tamil Nadu. Yeah, so Erode, Tirupur, Karur, Chennai, Tirunelveli, Madurai, Thuthukudi, Salem, and Virudhunagar. So these are the other major cotton textile centers in the state in Tamil Nadu. So cotton textile. So one of the important agro-based industry. So cotton textile means it includes cotton industry, jute industry, wool industry, silk, and synthetic. So India is the second largest producer, so second largest sector of this industry. So apart from the cotton textile industry, so that is the big industries, there are some traditional sectors like handloom, handicraft, small power units, so which is the biggest source of employment for millions of people. So apart from agriculture, so cotton textile, so to provide a large employment to the rural and semi-urban area people. So millions of people in India so depends on cotton textile industry. So the more number of cotton textile industry is in and around Mumbai. So that's why it was called as Manchester of India. So Manchester, a city in England, so which is famous for cotton textile industry from the period of Industrial Revolution. Okay, so why Mumbai had more number of cotton textile industry means because of the presence of black cotton soil in Maharashtra, then favorable humid climate, then presence of Mumbai port, then availability of hydropower, good market, and well developed transport facility. So these things made so favorable condition for the establishment of cotton textile industries in Mumbai. Then apart from Maharashtra, so Gujarat, West Bengal, Uttar Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. So these states are also lead in cotton textile industries. So Tamil Nadu, so Coimbatore is called as Manchester of South India. So because out of 435 mills, so 200 are present in Coimbatore region itself. Then Erode, Tirupur, Karur, Chennai, Tirunelveli, Madurai, Thuthukudi, Salem, and Virudhunagar. So these are the other major cotton textile industries in Tamil Nadu. Then jute textile. So jute is a low-priced fiber used mainly for making package materials like gunny bags. So jute is a low-priced fiber used mainly for making package materials like gunny bags. So today jute is blended with cotton and wool to produce textiles. So nowadays jute is blended with cotton and wool to produce textiles. So jute textile, it is the second important textile industry in India after cotton textile. So jute textile is the second important textile industry in India after cotton textile. So jute is called as the golden fiber. So jute, it is the low priced fiber used mainly for making package materials. So jute is nowadays blended with cotton and wool to produce textile. So jute textile, it is the second important textile industry next to cotton textile industries. So jute is called as golden fiber. Why means jute meet all the standards of goods. So jute meets the all type of goods packaging with its natural, renewable, biodegradable, and eco-friendly products. So jute is the golden fiber which meet all the standard of goods packing. So which meets the all standard of goods packing with its natural, renewable, biodegradable, and eco-friendly products. So the first jute mill in India was established at Rishra near Kolkata in 1854 by the Englishman George Auckland. So the first jute mill in India was established by the Englishman George Auckland at Rishra near Kolkata in the year 1854. India tops in the production of raw jute and jute goods, and second in the export of jute goods next to Bangladesh. So India tops in the production of raw jute and jute goods and places second in the export of jute goods next to Bangladesh. So jute production includes gunny bags, canvas, pack sheets, jute web, carpets, cordage, hessines, and twines. So now jute is also being used in plastic furniture and insulation bleached fibers to blend with wool. So now jute is also being used in plastic furniture and also insulation bleached fibers to blend with wool. It is also mixed with cotton to make carpet and blankets. So jute is also mixed with cotton to make carpet and blankets. So the major jute producing areas in India are in West Bengal and concentrated along the Hooghly River within the radius of 6 km of Kolkata. So the major jute producing areas are in West Bengal, and the mainly concentrated region was along the Hooghly River within the radius of 6 km of Calcutta. Yeah. So Titagar, Jagadat, Badge, Hawara, and Bhadreswar are the chief centers of jute industry. Yeah. So Titagar, Jagadat, Badge, Hawara, Bhadreswar. So these are the chief centers of jute industry. Yeah. Then apart from West Bengal, Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Assam, Chhattisgarh, and Odisha. So are the some jute good producing areas. So Andhra, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Assam, Chhattisgarh, and Odisha. So these are the jute good producing areas. Next is sugar industry. So we discussed about cotton textile, then jute industry. So silk industry. India has been well known for the production of silk since the ancient time. India has been well known country for the production of silk since the ancient time. India is the second largest producer of raw silk next only to China. India is the second largest producer of raw silk next to China. In India, Karnataka is the largest producer of silk. So in India, Karnataka is the largest producer of silk. Other major producers of silk are West Bengal, Jammu Kashmir, Bihar, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Assam, and Tamil Nadu. So apart from Karnataka, so other states like Jammu Kashmir, Bihar, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Assam, and Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu, so some of the cities, so they are famous for silk, especially Kanchipuram, Arani. So these places are famous for silk. Then sugar industry. So one of the most important agro-based industry, sugar industry. So sugar can be produced from sugar cane, sugar beets, or any other crop which have sugar content. So sugar can be produced from sugar cane. So in India, so we produce sugar from sugar cane. But in some other countries, they obtain sugar from sugar beets or any other crop which have sugar content. In India, sugarcane is the main source of sugar. So at present, this is the second largest agro-based industry of India after cotton textile. So at present, sugar industry, it is the second largest agro-based industry next to cotton textile industry. So the first largest agro-based industry in India was cotton textile. The next place was given to sugar industry. India is the largest, so world's second largest producer of sugarcane after Brazil. So India is the world's second largest producer of sugarcane after Brazil. So Brazil, where it is? It is in South America continent. Sugar industry is decentralized and located near the sugarcane growing area as they are weight losing and bulky to transport. So sugar industry is decentralized. That is, it was not at a particular place. It was distributed. It was located wherever the sugarcane grow well. Mostly sugarcane industries are located wherever the sugarcane cultivation is more or sugarcane grow well, because sugarcane, it is a weight losing crop and it is bulky to transport. So Uttar Pradesh, it is this largest producer of sugar, producing 50% of the country's total. Uttar Pradesh is the largest producer of sugar, producing about 50% of the country's total. Other major producers are Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Bihar, Punjab, Gujarat, Haryana, and Madhya Pradesh. So these states accounts for more than 90% of the sugar mills and sugar production. So Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Andhra, Tamil Nadu, Bihar, Punjab, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh. So these states, along with Uttar Pradesh, alone consist of 90% of the sugar mills and sugar production. Okay, so till now we have discussed about the agro-based industry. So what do you mean by agro-based industry? The industry which draw the raw material from agriculture sector. In this we discussed about the cotton textile industry, then jute textile industry, silk industry, sugar industry. See, in which state we have more number of cotton textile industries? Maharashtra. Then jute textile, in which state we have more number of jute textile industries? West Bengal. Then silk industry, Karnataka. Sugar industry, Uttar Pradesh. Yeah. Now the forest-based industry. Yeah. So forest provide us with different types of material which are used as raw material for certain industries like paper, lac, sport goods, plywood, etc. Yeah. So forest-based industry. Yeah. So the raw materials, so which we obtain from forestry. Yeah, so the industries which obtain the raw materials from forest region, it is called as forest-based industry. Yeah, in forest-based industry, we will discuss about paper industry alone. Yeah, so apart from paper industry, so the forest, so they supply the raw materials to industries like plywood industry, furniture making industry, then sports good, lac, etc. Okay, ma? So paper industry. So paper industry produces numerous types of paper that comes in various use such as sheet paper, paper box, tissues, paper bags, stationery, envelopes and printed paper products such as books, periodicals and newspaper. So paper industry produces numerous type of papers. So paper industry produces various type of papers that come in various use such as sheet paper, paper box, tissues, paper bags, stationery, envelopes and printed paper products such as books, periodicals and newspapers. In India, softwood is the principal raw material used for making paper, especially newsprint and high-class printing papers. Yes, in India, softwood, it is the principal raw material used for making paper, especially newsprint, so newspapers and also high-class printing paper. Paper is the prerequisite for education. So paper is very important for education and literacy, and it is used an index of advancement in these two fields. So paper, it is used as an index of advancement in educational and literary field as well as the overall well-being of the society. Okay, so paper industry produces numerous type of paper that comes in various use such as sheet paper, paper box, tissues, paper bags, stationery items, envelopes, envelope cover is there, no? So for sending letters. Then printed paper product such as books, periodicals and newspapers. So periodicals, na? So like diary, calendar, etc. In India, so softwood is the principal raw material used for making paper, especially the newspaper and also high-class printing papers. So paper is the prerequisite for education. So paper is very much required for education and literacy, and it's used as an index of advancement in these two fields, that is in education and literacy field as well as the overall well-being of the society. So the first successful effort was made in 1867 with the setting up of the Royal Bengal paper mills at Baliganj near Kolkata. So India's first paper industry was set up in the year 1867 as Royal Bengal Paper Mill at Baliganj near Kolkata. So the raw materials for paper industry include wood pulp, bamboo, salai and sabai grasses, waste paper and bagasse. So the raw materials used in paper industry were wood pulp, then bamboo, then salai, then sabai grasses, then waste paper. So you are using the waste papers now. So after a certain period of time, so what will do with your old books? You put into the old paper buying shops now. So these papers, so the waste paper is also used for making paper again. So West Bengal is the largest producer of paper in the country, followed by Madhya Pradesh, Odisha and Tamil Nadu. So as like jute industry, West Bengal is the largest producer of paper in India, followed by Madhya Pradesh, Odisha and Tamil Nadu. Next, mineral-based industry. So mineral-based industry means, mineral-based industry use both metallic and non-metallic minerals as raw materials. So mineral-based industry, so they use minerals, that is metallic and non-metallic mineral as their raw materials. So the major mineral-based industry of India, of country is the iron and steel industry. So the major mineral-based industry of country is the iron and steel industry. So iron and steel industry is called a basic metallurgical industry because its finished product is used as the raw material by host of other industries. So iron and steel industry is called a basic metallurgical industry as its finished product. So what was its finished product? Iron and steel. It is used as a raw material by host of the other industry. Several industries like engineering, heavy machines and machine tools, automobile, locomotives and railway equipment industries use iron and steel as their primary raw material. So industries like engineering industry, heavy machines, machine tools, automobile, locomotives and railway equipment industries use iron and steel as their primary raw material. So due to this, the steel producing capacity of a country is generally taken as an indicator of its level of industrial development. So because many industries use iron and steel as their basic raw material. So the steel producing capacity, the iron and steel producing capacity of a country is generally taken as an indicator of its level of industrial development. So the modernization of the industry was started in 1907 with the establishment of Tata Iron and Steel Company at Sakshi, now called Jamshedpur. So the modernization of the iron and steel industry. Because iron, it was known to human beings from civilization period itself. So iron was known to human beings. So humans from the civilization period itself. So already in ancient civilization, we have learned that our ancient humans used iron. But the modern method of making iron, so modern method of extracting iron was started in India in the year 1907 with the establishment of Tata Iron and Steel Company at Sakshi. Now it was called as Jamshedpur. So because it was started by Jamshedpur, Georgia. So Jamshedpur G. Tata. So the name of the person who started Tata Iron and Steel Company was Jamshedji Tata. Iron and steel industry of India is mainly concentrated in the state of Jharkhand, West Bengal and Odisha. So because of the proximity, so nearness to the coal field of Jharia, Raniganj and Bokhara and Karanpura and iron ore mines of Mayurbhanj, Kionjar and Brona is important for this. So the iron and steel industry of India is mainly concentrated in the state of Jharkhand, West Bengal and Odisha. Because so proximity, so nearness to the coal field of Jharia, Raniganj, Bokhara and Karanpura and the iron ore mines of Mayurbhanj, Kionjar and Brona are responsible for this. This area also has sufficient deposit of limestone, dolomite, manganese and silicon, which is also required for the industry. So the modernization of the industry was started in 1907 with the establishment of Tata Iron and Steel Industry at Sakshi, now called as Jamshedpur. So because it was started by the famous industrialist of that time. So Jamshedji Tata. So that's why in the remembrance of his name, the city name was changed as Jamshedpur. Okay, so the more number of iron and steel industries are located in that region, especially in Jharkhand, West Bengal and Odisha. Because of the availability of coal field and iron ore mines in and around these states. So we have discussed about agro-based industry, forest-based industry, then mineral-based industry. Now automobile industry. So India is set to emerge not only as a large domestic market for automobile manufacturers, but also a crucial, that is important link in global automotive chain. It is one of the most dynamic, so energetic industrial group in India. So India is set to emerge not only as a largest domestic market for automobile manufacturers, but also a important link, so crucial link in the global automotive chain. It is one of the most dynamical industrial groups in India. So the first automobile industry of India was started in 1947. So the industry is the Premier Automobile Limited located at Kurla, Mumbai. So the first automobile industry of India was started in the year 1947. So at the time of independence. So the first industry name was Premier Automobiles Limited located at Kurla, so which is in Mumbai. It is followed by the Hindustan Motors Limited at Uttarpara near Kolkata in 1948. So in 1947, Premier Automobiles Limited was started. So have you heard about the Premier Automobiles? So in ancient time, it was the famous car company. So have you heard about the car Batmini? So Premier Batmini. Then Hindustan Motors, so the famous ambassador car. so manufactured by the Hindustan Motors, so premier car. So it was famous during 1950s and 1960s. At present, India is the 7th largest producer of automobile manufacturers, which includes two-wheelers, commercial vehicles, passenger car, jeep, scooty, scooters, motorcycles, mopeds, and three-wheelers. At present, India is the 7th largest producer of automobile manufacturers, which includes, so automobile means it includes two-wheeler, commercial vehicles, passenger car, jeep, scooty, scooters, motorcycles, mopeds, and three-wheelers. So major centers of automobile industry are at Mumbai, Chennai, Jamshedpur, Jabalpur, Kolkata, Pune, New Delhi, Kanpur, Bengaluru, Sadara, Lucknow, and Mysuru. So among this, so Chennai is called as the Detroit of Asia. So due to the presence of major automobile manufacturing units and allied industries around the city. So Chennai is called as the Detroit of Asia. So Detroit, it is in America, so which is famous for automobile industries. So Chennai is called as Detroit of Asia because of the presence of major automobile manufacturing units and allied industries around the city. So India is set to emerge not only as a large domestic market for automobile manufacturers, but also as a crucial link in the global automotive chain. So the first automobile industry of India was started in 1947, and the industry was Premier Automobile Limited located at Kerala. Next was the Hindustan Motors Limited, which was at Uttarpara near Kolkata, started in the year 1948. So at present, India is the 7th largest producer of automobile manufacturers. So the major centers are Mumbai, Chennai, Jamshedpur, Jabalpur, Kolkata, Pune, New Delhi, Kanpur, Bengaluru, Sadara, Lucknow, and Mysuru. So can you tell me some of the major automobile industries? So you are interested in automobiles now? Especially boys, so you are very much interested in automobiles. So first, Tata Motors, Maruti Suzuki, Mahindra and Hindustan Motors. So the largest passenger car manufacturers of Indian companies in the country. So Tata Motors, Maruti Suzuki, Mahindra, Hindustan Motors. Then presence of foreign car companies such as Mercedes-Benz, Fiat, General Motors, Toyota, and the recent entry of passenger car manufacturers BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, and Volvo. So makes the Indian automobile sector a special one. So Indian companies, so Tata Motors, Maruti Suzuki, Mahindra, Hindustan Motors are the largest passenger car manufacturers of Indian companies in the country. Then the presence of foreign car companies such as Mercedes-Benz, Fiat, General Motors, Toyota, and the recent entry of the passenger car manufacturers like BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, and Volvo. So makes the Indian automobile sector a special one. So Tata Motors, Ashok Leyland, Eicher Motors, Mahindra, and Ford Motors are the major Indian companies which manufacture commercial vehicles. So Tata Motors, Ashok Leyland, Eicher Motors, Mahindra, and Ford Motors. So these are the major Indian companies which manufacture commercial vehicles. So commercial vehicle means so to carry goods, so and also for transport. So mainly they are used for carrying goods. Then MAN, I-Tech, Mercedes-Benz, Scania, and Hyundai. So these are the foreign companies engaged in the manufacture of commercial vehicles. So MAN, I-Tech, Mercedes-Benz, Scania, Hyundai. So these are the foreign companies engaged in the manufacture of commercial vehicles. So two-wheeler manufacturing is dominated by Indian companies like Hero, Bajaj Auto, and TVS. So two-wheeler manufacturing is dominated by Indian companies like Hero, Bajaj Auto, and TVS. So these are the companies so involved in automobile manufacturing. So which include both Indian companies and also foreign companies. Then electrical and electronic industries. So heavy electrical industries manufacture equipment used for power generation, transmission, and utilization. So heavy electrical industries manufacturing equipment is used for power generation, transmission, and utilization. So turbines for steam and hydropower plant. So turbine. So what is this of turbine? So when turbine is rotated means electricity is produced. So turbines for steam and hydropower plant, boilers for thermal power plant, generators, transformers, switchgears, etc. are the chief product of electrical industry. So turbines for steam and hydropower plant, boilers for thermal power plant, generators, transformers, switch gears, etc. are the chief product of this industry. So the most important company in the field of heavy electrical is the Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited, so shortly called as BEL. So the most important company, so the electrical company in India is the Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. It has its plant at Hardwar, Bhopal, Hyderabad, Jammu, Bengaluru, Jhansi and Tiruchirappalli. In Tamil Nadu, in Tiruchi, we have this BEL, so Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. So this industry covers a wide range of products including television sets, transistor set, telephone exchange, cellular telegram, computers and varied equipments for post and railway, defense and meteorological department. So heavy electrical industries, so they manufacture equipments used for power generation, transmission and utilization. So turbines for steam and hydropower plants, boilers for the thermal power plants, generators, transformers, switch gears, so which we see in power transmission. So they were produced in the electrical industries, heavy electrical industry. So the most important company in the field is the Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. So the most important company in the field of heavy electrical industry is the Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited. It has its plant at Haridwar, Bhopal, Hyderabad, Jammu, Bengaluru, Jhansi and Tiruchirappalli. So this industry covers a wide range of products including television sets, transistor set, telephone exchange, cellular telegram, computers and varied equipment for post and railway, defense and meteorological department. So Bengaluru, it is the largest producer of electronic goods in India. So if you want to buy electronic goods in cheap rate means you have to go to Bangalore, because Bangalore is the largest producer of electronic goods in India, hence it is called as electronic capital of India. So the other major producers of electronic goods centers are Hyderabad, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Kanpur, Pune, Lucknow, Jaipur and Coimbatore. So Bangalore is the largest producer of electronic goods in India, hence it is called as electronic capital of India. So the other major producers of electronic goods are Hyderabad, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata, Kanpur, Pune, Lucknow, Jaipur and Coimbatore. Then software industry. So India is the home to some of the finest software companies in the world. So India is home to some of the important software companies in the world. So the software companies in India are reputed, are required across the globe for their efficient IT and business related solutions. So the software companies in India are reputed across the world, so for their efficient IT and business related solutions. So the Indian software industry has brought about a tremendous success for the emerging economy. Indian software industry has brought about a tremendous success, a great success for the emerging economy. In India, software industry began in 1970. In India, so the software industry began in 1970 with the entry of TCS, so Tata Consultancy Service. Along with this, L&T, Infotech, iFlex, Accenture, Cognizant, Galaxy Solutions India Private Limited and ITC Infotech are the major software industries in country. In India, software industry began in 1970 with the entry of Tata Consultancy Services, so TCS. So along with the TCS, we have L&T, Infotech, iFlex, Accenture, Cognizant, Galaxy Solutions India Private Limited and ITC Infotech. So at present there are more than 500 software companies all over India. It exports software service to nearly 95 countries in the world. So at present there are more than 500 software companies all over India. So it exports software service to nearly 95 countries in the world. So the main center of IT parks are located in Chennai, Coimbatore, Thiruvananthapuram, Bengaluru, Mysore, Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam, Mumbai, Pune, Indore, Gandhinagar, Jaipur, Noida, Mohali and Srinagar. So software industry, so one of the most important industry which provide job to number of graduates. Okay, so the main center of IT parks are located in Chennai, Coimbatore, Thiruvananthapuram, Bengaluru, Mysuru, Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam, Mumbai, Pune, Indore, Gandhinagar, Jaipur, Noida, Mohali and Srinagar. Okay, students. So we have discussed about the various industries in India and important location. So these industries have various challenges. So major challenges of Indian industries. Industries in India face many problems. So industries in India face many problems. So what are they? First, shortage and fluctuation in power supply. So power supply is not regular. But the industries, so they need regular supply of power. But in India we have shortage and fluctuation in power supply. Then non-availability of large blocks of land. Since India is a huge populated country, it is very difficult to get large blocks of land. Then poor access to credit. It is very difficult to get credit, to get money. Then high rate of interest for borrowed loan. So even though we get money, so the rate of interest is high. Then non-availability of cheap labors. So labors, so sometimes they cost more charge. So they require more charge for their work. So non-availability of cheap labors. Then lack of technical and vocational training for employees. So even though there are graduates, engineering graduates and degree professional graduates, so they lack technical knowledge. So there is a lack of technical and vocational training for employees. Then inappropriate living conditions nearby industrial estate. So if there is any industrial estate, means if you check the environmental nature, so around the industry, means it was very worst. So it was very much polluted. So often, so our India, we have facing the problem of pollution in and around the industrial region. So the region, so near the industries, so the soil, air, water, so they get more polluted. So it is not suitable for living. So industries in India are facing many problems. So some of the problems are shortage and fluctuation in power supply, non-availability of large block of land, poor access to credit, high rate of interest for borrowed loan, then non-availability of cheap laborers, then lack of technical and vocational training for employees, then inappropriate living conditions nearby industrial estate. Okay, so these are the challenges faced by the Indian industries. Okay, students. So in this lesson we have discussed about the resources we have in India and the industries. So the major industries. So industries, the place where the raw materials are converted into finished product. So there are various types of industries, but based on the raw materials used, we have classified it as agro-based industry, then forest-based industry, then mineral-based industry. Then apart from this, we have automobile industry, electrical and electronic industry, and the software industry. So we have discussed these things. Then finally, we discussed about the major challenges of Indian industry. Okay, so if you have any doubt in this topic, so please contact me. So in this industry lesson, industry topic, you have to remember the leading state, and also the year of establishment. So in each industry, you have to remember the establishment of first industry and also the leading state. Okay, okay, students. Textbook reading. So take your book. Take page number 182. So read that box, so the tabular column. So it mentions about the industries, the iron and steel industries in India. So the name of the industry, place, the establishment year, and the product. So the type of iron and steel produced in that industry. Okay, so read it as a textbook reading. Then homework. So take page number 185. So detailed question. Fifth row matter. First question, second question. First question, write about the distribution of cotton textile industries in India. So take page number 178, then 179. 178, cotton textile industry. In that, so third paragraph. So currently, so take it currently. India is the third largest producer of cotton and has the largest loom, arc and rings mills in the world. Then at present, cotton textile industry is the largest organized modern industry of India. that paragraph. Then after that, the higher concentration of textile mill. So that paragraph fully. And also next paragraph, the major cotton textile industry are concentrated in the state of. So that paragraph also fully. Yeah, so starting from, so the currently, so strike out that currently India is the third largest producer and complete up to the line about jute textile. So other major cotton textile sectors in the state. Then second detail, describe the major challenges of Indian industry. So take page number 183. So the last heading, major challenges of Indian industries. So you have to write all the point. So these two questions is your homework. So read it well and write it. So thank you. Have a nice day.